Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You're here live with us on Red Worldwide's Co-working Live. This is our daily, or I should say weekday podcast that we do with business owners and aspiring business owners, inventors, product creators, and those who aspire to do anything in business. You could also be an executive and you're catching us because of the fact that you just want to get some tips and tools to help you perform your position better. And so we are here for that. And every Monday, we jump in with our Smarter Start Boot Camp. And so today, in our Smarter Start Boot Camp, we are going to be talking about an area of business that really is one that we need to focus a little bit closer on. And it's the title is called The Riches Are in the Niches. And it's really in focusing in on a primary specialization in your company, to really drill down and get more out of business for your company in your industry. And so I have a little video that I want to play first to just give you a little context and help you understand, what a niche is and how it works, and for that matter, what it means to really focus down and what other business owners are seeing as they do that. So let's, Javon, let's roll the video.
Concept that can radically... In today's episode, we're diving deep into a critical concept that can radically transform the way you approach your business: niching down. If you're an entrepreneur or business owner looking to take your company to the next level, you're in the right place. You've probably heard the saying, "The riches are in the niches." But what does that really mean for you? Well, today, we're breaking it down with data-backed insights that will show you why every founder needs to narrow their focus and how doing so can give your business an edge. Why is focusing on a specific niche so powerful? It's all about becoming a specialist in your field rather than a generalist. When you narrow your focus, you're not just competing in a crowded market. You're carving out a space where you can truly shine. Businesses that dominate a niche become the go-to providers in their industry, and that's where the real value lies. We've seen it time and time again. Companies that successfully niche down are more likely to receive offers from buyers who are looking for specialized businesses. In fact, according to a study of 80,000 business owners, companies with a virtual monopoly on their niche are 40% more likely to receive offers to sell their business. And that's not all. They're also more likely to command higher offers, with niche businesses receiving offers that are 25% higher than businesses that don't have the same focus. Let's break this down a bit more. Why are these companies getting better offers? Well, it's simple. Businesses that dominate their niche face less competition. They've positioned themselves as experts and leaders, which makes them more attractive to potential buyers. Buyers love businesses that come with fewer risks and higher potential for growth, and a niche business delivers exactly that. Another key point we're talking about today is business resilience. Running a business is challenging enough, but what happens when unexpected hurdles come your way? Maybe you're forced to take time off for health reasons, or maybe you lose a major customer. The data shows that businesses with a strong niche are much more resilient in these scenarios. They are 70% less likely to suffer if the owner is out of action for 3 months, and they're 40% less likely to be impacted by losing their largest customer. This resilience comes from the fact that a niche business is built on a foundation of deep expertise and customer loyalty, making it more stable in times of crisis. But what about growth? Everyone wants to grow their business and see those revenue numbers climb year after year. Companies that focus on a niche are actually 2x more likely to see their revenue increase in the coming year compared to businesses with a broader focus. That's a huge advantage. Niching down allows you to target your efforts more effectively, build stronger customer relationships, and capitalize on growth opportunities that would be missed if you were spreading yourself too thin. Now let's talk about advisors. Who should you turn to when it comes to growing your business and increasing its value? The data from our study shows that 40% of business owners with a niche monopoly turn to their accountant for advice. Accountants are the most trusted advisors when it comes to building value because they have a deep understanding of your financials and can guide you on how to position your business for growth. Other trusted advisors include coaches, consultants, and M&A professionals who can help you navigate the complexities of scaling and selling your business. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Even niche business owners have their worries. One of the biggest concerns reported by business owners with a monopoly is whether the legacy they've built will continue after they sell the business. 40% of these owners worry that no one can run the business as well as they have. This concern underscores the importance of planning not just for the sale of your business, but for its future beyond you. Whether it's finding the right successor or ensuring that the systems and processes are in place for a smooth transition, it's essential to think about the long-term sustainability of your business. So, what's next? For many niche business owners, the long-term goal is to eventually sell the business. In fact, 65% of business owners with a niche monopoly plan to sell their company to a third party. Whether you're planning to sell soon or not, building your business with an eye toward a future sale can increase its value and make it more attractive to potential buyers. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually niche down? Don't worry, we've got you covered. In today's episode, I'll walk you through some practical steps to help you identify and dominate your niche. From understanding your unique strengths to finding the right market and positioning yourself as a leader, we'll cover everything you need to know to start building a business that's not just big, but valuable. So stick around, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's dive into how you can unlock the true potential of your business by embracing the power of a niche.
So as you see, we really are aiming to make sure that as a business owner, you're prepared, to take advantage of being able to focus and concentrating on one key area or a few key areas rather than trying to be all over the map with your business. One of the things that I have come to find is that many people have a tremendous challenge when it comes to focusing. And so, we want to take a look at this today because I really think that there will be some opportunities here for you to discover why narrowing your focus, is really crucial for your business success. And then learning the business benefits, of owning, a niche. I mean, having one key area that you shine in, and maybe you have complementary business concepts that work in that area to help you do what you do better. The real role of an advisor in your life. We want to talk about, how having someone like me, okay, or some other advisor that you trust, is important and what it can do when you have that person and the right person, for your business, how it can help you to build a resilient, valuable company that, you are able to get back what you put into, when you sell it or pass it down or otherwise sit on the board or whatever your plan is. So let's look at the value of niche focus. What is the value of niche focus? Well, the one thing that I can tell you is when you are a niche focused business, you're more likely to dominate your market. We've talked about this in our, classes where we talked about marketing and, other, concepts that have to do with, presenting yourself to potential customers. And one of the things that we have said is that there are reasons why people choose you. And many times you have a significant competitive advantage, a unique value proposition that makes people choose you over other companies. And so when you want to be in a position where you have that market dominance, you have to be niche focused. You have to be clear on what your offer is, and you have to be clear on how you're going to make sure that everybody else understands what your offer is. And then it provides for you growth potential. Can when you specialize, you are positioned well to actually have enhanced growth and long-term sustainability and success. That is something that is absolutely the case, and we've seen it in the statistics. And then you have an increased value because once you're able to be a company that people absolutely know what you do, and they're not like, well, they do this and they do this and they do this. You're like and there's nothing really wrong with being a one-stop shop to a certain degree when you have some very specific things in a particular market that you offer. And so people can say you're a single source solution. But when you have diversified so much that you've got all of these things on the plate, it makes it sometimes difficult for people to really be attracted to what it is that you do because they can't quantify or qualify all of it. Okay. And so they don't understand how you're better than anyone else in the market. When you've got a monopoly on a few things and people know that that is what your specialization is, it makes you easier to seek out, and do business with. So, what is the power of narrowing your focus? What is the power that's in that? Well, you know, identifying your niche where you can recognize your unique strengths and your market opportunities. That is one of the superpowers, okay, of a business that actually narrows their focus. Okay, when you can have something that someone says, oh man, they are so good at this. It helps. And when you specialize in that thing, then now it's not just they're good at this, but they are the number one company to go to for this. Okay. Because it gives them the ability to see you as an expert in that area. You have developed your expertise, you've tailored the solutions, you've chosen the niche, and these particular things are what people need to be aware of so that they can continue to look at you as the company to do business with in that area. And then, of course, to dominate the industry when you are the number one company, not just because the referrals are saying so, but you've dominated the industry in such a way that you're showing up on Google, you're showing up in all of the social media platforms, you're showing up on LinkedIn, you're showing up, when people show up to a meeting, you're the first name that comes out of their mouths. When you have dominated the industry, you're the go-to provider in your specialized market, then that this is a very powerful tool in the hands of the right business owner. And then lastly, you're able to thrive and enjoy increased success because you have, everything in place. So now if something happens in the market, you recover well, so you're resilient and you have an improved business value. You now can command that 3 times, 5 times, 10 times multiple because of how you have structured things in the company. So, what is the monopoly advantage? What is the advantage of you having a share that is considered the monopoly, in your industry? Well, the likelihood of a sale happening, okay, increases. So you're 40% more likely to receive a buyout offer when you have the monopoly advantage, when you are the person that's the go-to for that particular thing in the industry. People, have positioned you well because it makes you 40% more likely for people to want to buy your company and buy it, without you having to do what we call an earn out. All right. Which means you got to work your way through that sale. Okay. And then you get a higher valuation, 25% higher offers happen, in comparison to non-niche businesses. And so that's also huge because now, what you can look forward to is seeing your company in a position where you are not grouped together, with everyone else in that industry. Okay. And then, of course, we love the fact that it, positions you well in the market. You're less you have less direct competition, and your ability to command premium pricing is there. When you're in a situation where you have the monopoly share of the potential customers in your industry, then you can kind of have people pay what you want them to pay and not have that dictated by other companies that are in the market. So how do we build a resilient business? How do we do that? Well, the first thing is that when you have a company that's resilient, you have less owner um, uh, dependence, if I can say it, on other people in the market, or in the industry. That in terms of your suppliers and other people that work for you, your employees, or for that matter, on a particular customer. When you're in a situation when you are too dependent on anything else, that is a problem. But also when everybody is so dependent on you, it's a problem. So 70% less likely to suffer if your owner is absent for 3 months when you have owner independence, where the company can operate in spite of you, without you. Okay, they can thrive because of you. When those things are the case, then you are absolutely going to not be in a position where the company is suffering, but barely surviving. Okay. And then the other thing is when you have customer diversification, you're 40% less likely to be impacted by losing a large customer. I was talking to a client the other day, and we talked about how they really serve a particular market very well. However, if something happened where that market segment disappeared out of their business, they would be out of business. And so that's a problem. You have to be able to diversify enough so that if you do lose your largest customer, it won't tank your company. And then the other thing is when there's growth optimism, you're 2 times more likely to expect revenue increase in the following year. When you are able to have a growth trajectory that you can say, what, we will most likely be here. Okay, then that does improve your revenues, and it makes it so that you can create a sustainable company. So, what is the role of a trusted advisor, in this ecosystem? As we're talking about companies who are building more valuable companies, okay, the accountant, is 40% of these businesses trusted advisor. They are trusting their accountants for value building advice. They're trusting their accountants with, the advice they need to help push their companies forward and create opportunities within the company so that they can be around and get the higher multiple sale, and or for that matter, if they're passing the company down, they can pass down a more valuable company. The business coach is also a very, very important trusted advisor for many companies. And these business coaches provide strategic guidance for growth and optimization. And it's really important that if you're a business coach, you understand that you are seen as one of the most trusted advisors. The M&A professional is also a trusted advisor, maybe not as trusted as the coach or the accountant, but still high up there on the list. Okay, so they're able to offer expertise in help preparing the business for potential sale or acquisition. They provide the information that a person needs so that they can, again, get that higher multiple in the sale. All right. And then, of course, fellow entrepreneurs, are falling in there as well as being a very valuable asset, to a person who is in business, because they do provide insights from a personal perspective, and in niche markets. So it really is helpful to have some persons that are going through this or have been through this, to chat with. So How do we address business owner concerns? Well, we want to talk to business owners today about legacy continuation. 40% of the people who are in business, of you guys that are out there that are thinking about selling your companies or thinking about passing it down at some point, worry about preserving your business legacy after the sale. You're concerned that if you sell this company, then is everything going to be able to stay the same that you or stay, are they going to be able to keep it together, are they going to be able to make sure the company continues to be profitable? That is a serious concern to many people who are considering selling or passing down their companies. Are they going to be getting a fair valuation so they can get a higher multiple in the sale? Okay. They're concerned about receiving the full value of the company. I've done all this work, I put my retirement into it. I've really, drilled down here to do some good work so that I can get what I desire and deserve out of this company. But will I get a fair valuation based on what can be seen? Okay. And then we also know that employee impact is a huge consideration. Again, when you are in the um that cycle of considering the sale, considering a pass down, or for that matter considering even chairmaning the board. There's apprehension about disappointing the loyal employees that have served you and served on the team for all of the years or months that you have been doing this good work. And so you're concerned that during a transition you're going to possibly lose some loyal people, or there may be some other issues that concern you with regards to your employees in this process. And then of course post sale purpose, uncertainty about your personal direction. If you sell the company, what am I going to do next? How am I going to show up in the business landscape after I've sold? Am I retiring, or what am I doing? Am I going to be buying another company or setting up another company? What is my purpose? So future plans of niche business owners need to come, into bear. And so we're going to look at some percentages here. 65% of business owners who have a company are looking to sell their company to a third party. That is a concern and a consideration for many people. 20% are thinking about transitioning it to their next level of managers and just chairmaning the board. 10% are considering passing it on to their children. And then 5% have other thoughts, which could be just closing the business, or, there are some other pretty strategic options for transitioning your company. And so there are 5% of people who are looking at some of those creative options as to what might be in their plans. Okay. So let's take a look at some takeaways from today's topic. Okay. What is it that we learned about niching down? Well, we learned that it's important for you to specialize and not generalize, for you to be able to have a higher business value and some sustainable success. We also learned that we should cultivate resilience, build a business that can withstand owner absence. If you have to travel, or if you become ill, or for that matter, you are needing to expand and open another company in a different area. Can your business withstand your absence? And will you have customer loss if that is the case? Okay, then of course you want to leverage your expertise. Utilize trusted advisors, your accountants, your business coaches, and others, for some strategic growth so the company can grow into who it is to become. And lastly, you want to prepare for the exit. You don't want to, just all of a sudden one day be there. Okay. You want to identify strategic acquirers, whether that is your children or the next level of managers or whatever it is that you would like to see happen. This is something you prepare for over time so you can maximize the value, of the sale or the moment in which you transition the company to, again, the next level of owners. So we're going to learn right now, how do we embrace the niche mindset? So this is going to be important. You have to be able to be laser focused. Concentrate your efforts on specific market segments for maximum impact. So what does that look like? Well, I mentioned this some in another session one time before, and I think it's important to mention it again. When we started as Red Worldwide, we had so many things that we were able to do. And as a result of having, had a previous company that our nonprofit bought out all of the customers and everything from, we, already had a few things that we knew that we needed to provide because we had customers that were transitioning to the new company with us, that we were already providing some of those services. So we had, we were doing website design and app development and a lot of print and web media services. And we also had the consulting services that we were providing to business owners to help them get in business and to help them stay in business. And then, of course, to help them protect their businesses. We had the course structure where we were teaching people live. We didn't have any recorded courses at that time. Everything was live over some type of medium like Zoom or Teams, or WebEx. We did WebEx for a while. We had Start Meeting for a while. So we were in the business of providing educational support services to business owners, and as a result, it required a lot of other attention, from us in the creation of a platform that could host our courses, but also that could help us to provide services better to our members. So that took a minute for us to get into place, but it was something that we absolutely had to do. And at some point, we had so made ourselves wide that we had to start, narrowing our focus so that we could serve people better, so we could serve people faster, because we were a small team and we could not provide the services at the rate we needed to provide it to make sure that all of our clients were happy. Then the other thing that you have to be looking at is resilience in your niche. Okay, how do you develop a strong, adaptable business that thrives in its specialized for market? Because this is really important. So many things happen to kind of get you off your square as a business owner, that it's important for you to understand how can you develop. What is it that you can do that makes you more adaptable to the market, trends and the market movement. Sometimes, the markets move much faster than what you're moving. Other times the market is moving slower, and you have to be able to adapt. Do you continue moving at a fast pace when everything in the market has slowed down? How does that affect your bottom line? Or for that matter, your churn rate? Are people going to be leaving your membership or leaving your company or leaving your customer base because of the fact that you are too on trend with everything else, and now you're not the specialist anymore, and they cannot depend on you being there with them, all of the things that you offered to them in the past? So you got to be thinking about the niche itself. Are you niche resilient? Okay, is what it is that you're doing structured such that you are able to remain strong and adaptable and pivot when necessary, but pursue, all that is in your, view, when possible. And then lastly, niche rewards. How do you reap the benefits of higher valuation and increased acquisition interest. Well, we know that again, when you embrace the niche mindset, when you stay laser focused, when you have that niche resilience, you can achieve the niche reward. You can reap the benefits of your company being worth more. You can reap the benefits of your company being around longer. You can reap the benefits of having a customer lifetime value that is longer. People staying, with your company through no matter what is happening in the market because they love what you do, they love how you do it, and it makes you the chosen company for whatever it is that you're doing in your industry. And so this is what we want to go for. This is why it was so important for us to help you understand that the riches are really in the niches, okay, if I can say it that way, because of the fact that you can focus in on, a few really good services that you perfect in your market and make you the go-to company for those things, no matter who else is out there doing them. Well, this has been Dr. Patience Jackson Rose, and who's been here with you today to make sure that you were able to get this knowledge. We are grateful that you have been with us, and we hope to see you again next time.